The rabbit father was searching for food for his children, but he only found some wild mushrooms that were not edible. Just then, he saw an apple tree across the lake. He happily ran straight into the lake, but the water got deeper and deeper, so the rabbit had to turn back. Then, he walked across the lake by stepping on a tree trunk and soon arrived under the apple tree. At that moment, a crow passing by saw this and scolded the rabbit for taking too much. The rabbit said he had 5 children at home, but the crow kept insulting him, so the rabbit picked up an apple and threw it at the crow. After that, the rabbit dragged the heavy bag and prepared to go home. However, he bumped into a bear who was on his way to work. The rabbit was so scared that he fainted, but the bear said he just wanted to borrow an apple to eat. The rabbit felt relieved and shared his apples with the bear. This was seen by the squirrels in the tree, who also came down to ask for apples. The rabbit gave them some as well. When the rabbit stopped to rest, a mole suddenly popped out. The rabbit shared some apples with the mole too, but the crow, who had been following the rabbit, flew to the mole's burrow, grabbed an apple, and laughed at the rabbit's generosity. The rabbit also shared apples with the hedgehog and gave some to the goat family. On the other side, the squirrels brought a bag of nuts to the rabbit's mother, and the children were very happy. By this time, the rabbit was almost home, but the crow deliberately pecked a hole in the bag. Soon, all the apples fell out. The crow pretended not to know and said he wanted to borrow some apples. The rabbit realized the bag was empty. The crow laughed at the rabbit, and it started to rain heavily. In order not to let his children go hungry, the rabbit had to go back to pick apples in the heavy rain. But he didn't know that the hedgehog had already sent a basket of mushrooms to his home and the goat had brought some cabbages. Then, a mole came out of the ground. To thank the rabbit father for the apples, the mole brought a pile of food for the children. But the rabbit ran into a wolf on his way. He opened the bag and put it over the wolf's head, and then he ran away. The rabbit finally made it home and fainted from exhaustion. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. It was the bear, who had brought a big jar of honey. The rabbit had started with just a bag of apples, but because of his kindness and friendliness, his home was now full of all kinds of food. Meanwhile, the stingy crow, who couldn't go out to find food in the heavy rain, was so hungry that he couldn't help but cry.